And we're live. All right. So, what happened last time? Anyone?
Stuff happened. We found out a lot more information, put sort of pieces together about what the manifest zone is and what it can and can't do that is beneath the facility that we are in, the observatory. I think we decided that given time limit, it was very difficult for us to go get aid. Despite our lovely friend, what's his name?
Leomund?
No, the other one.
Yeah.
Sovereign? No. Leonis.
Oh, yes.
Leonis going, oh, why don't you just go teleport somewhere? And we go, it doesn't work like that. Then we went around, we sort of properly looked at all the crystals. Inkblot bound themselves to the machine.
Yep.
So now she is the only one who can easily use it. Anyone can still use it, but it's a lot more difficult now for other people to use it. We opened and closed various doors to make kind of a funneling system. Mm-hmm. I think we want to try and have our battle in the boiling pool of water, so we can potentially knock people into it, and maybe set up some traps, and maybe get Fennec to summon a water elemental to just F shit up. No, they don't want to do that.
I exclusively summon air elementals. I appreciate you bringing this to me. Yeah, of course.
Water is not my jam. No,
it's not where I live. That's right.
Fair. I feel like other stuff happens, and I'm just pulling up my notes.
So for something that had been in our possession for a very long time, not used. So it'd been like at least a year. We had the sending stone to Vishtai, who was Alden Dorian's sort of right-hand person.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the sending stone to him, which Dan used and ended up getting through to Vishtai's brother. Because Vishtai had left Alden Dorian to go and investigate his dream. Something we could have got involved with, but didn't. As a result, Vishtai died.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh.
In the scheme of things, like.
I mean, yeah. So
that's more in character.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
His brother is in Shan, so his brother has agreed to basically take the other sending stone to Alden Dorian, so we can talk to him and see if he can help us with either transporting people to us, to like the other portal, to like something to try and help them. So we're kind of waiting to be called back by Alden.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah. If there's nothing else, I think that's.
Is that the brunt of it?
In terms of the planning aspects, as I mentioned last time, it depends on what you want to build. If you want to build traps, it's probably possible. The console seems to be able to do a lot of things. Again, thinking of setting traps or setting off certain things to happen in the complex is probably doable. I mean, more complicated things will be a harder check, but most likely it can be achieved. So really, the laboratory is your oyster, as they say.
Okay.
In Charn.
Shall we go and relay some of this back to Fennec? See if they have recovered from their brave battle?
Yes. That sounds like a good idea.
All right, you head back upstairs. Fennec, Zook is still apparently has curled up again in his bed and is asleep. And close by, wherever you left Fennec, I presume you kind of pulled some blankets and stuff and left them there to kind of recuperate. But yeah, Fennec is looking definitely better as you walk up the stairs.
Less blood, some in the blanket.
We could probably clean that for Zook, but well, yes, presentation, clean up blood.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Do I get the blood back or it's gone?
Oh, it's gone. Sorry, I didn't realize you wanted the blood.
No, I just think I need it, but I feel fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe once the blood leaves your body, it becomes quite ineffective in keeping you alive.
Oh, okay. That's interesting to know. So I guess I hit my head pretty hard. Who's Zook?
I point to the gnome sleeping in the bed, who's the proprietor of this observatory.
The kind of reality, yeah. Distanced from reality.
What?
The one. Okay, never mind. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Cool. Could have said that to you, mind to mind, but here we are.
Oh, it was quiet not having you around.
Quiet, you said.
Yes. Well, I'm just thinking,
Is that good or bad?
it was missed.
It was mist. Do you mean like how I sometimes turn into mist?
That was missed too, but
Oh!
you were missed.
Oh, how sweet. I wasn't gone for that long though. Thanks.
No, it's only about an hour.
Yeah, it'd be like an hour or something.
But
so.
In an hour. How did you fit a 3-hour session into an hour of real time? Okay, right. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. What's up?
Well, I have bound myself to this whole facility with my blood, and we found an old sending stone of an old friend of yours.
Who?
Stan?
You remember Vishtai?
Yeah. Why is Vishtai sending stone here?
Oh, he gave one to us.
Oh,
the time we saw him.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was probably only months ago.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't thought about Vishtai in so long. We really need to. We said we'd help out in ways and touch base, didn't we?
Well, I think unfortunately it's probably a little late for that. I actually spoke to his brother. Apparently one night Vishtai went to sleep and didn't get up the next day.
What? What do you mean? That sounds like a euphemism, but was it an attack? Was it natural causes? What happened?
I remember that the last time we spoke, he mentioned having some troubled dreams in some way. And I think the reason he was leaving Alden was to explore quite what was going on with those.
So we suspect an attack.
Perhaps in the world of dreams.
Well, that's just typical, isn't it? And Vishtai was related in some way to the world of dreams.
I think so.
So enemies and factions.
I've kind of just put it in a box for after we fought Ivan, to be honest.
Do we think it has something to do with Ivan?
Could do.
He's of the realm of dreams all the time, and he's trying to make the worlds porous to one another.
Hmm. That's true. We have come across various other issues relating to dreams, haven't we, along the way?
Certainly.
I don't know. In terms of the next 48 hours, I think the important thing is that Svishti's brother is taking the sending stone to Alden.
Yes.
Alden.
So hopefully we can talk to him and try and get his aid in whatever ways possible.
I'd be interested to see where Alden sits now that things are escalating.
We also thought to enter the dreams of a few people. Our friend from the woods, whose name I have now forgotten.
Moab!
No, we could. But we were thinking, why didn't I write this down last session? What's her name?
Arroway?
Arave.
Oh, really?
Well, she and her people knew a lot. I know, I had the initial.
So what about Moab, you know? Like,
well, Arave had more of a connection to the manifestant in the woods.
okay.
And if we were to fail here, if they were able to somehow subdue the power of that manifestum, as the druids there are very, well, they have done it in the past. This is the last piece, we believe, to Ivan's plan.
Okay.
So if we fail, they're the backup.
That sounds right. Yeah. That sounds really well thought through. Who else?
Well, your friend Alden was the other one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Also, there was you knew the councilwoman of Shan.
That's right. What was her name? I think I got hit on the head pretty hard. Yeah.
I know, it's like it was a year ago. But her. Or
I searched deep in my mind for her name.
It depends on. There's Sidon, who's one of the leaders who you met once, I believe. Illyra, maybe, is the one that you're thinking. Okay.
Yeah, Illyra. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you heard, but I lost all my notes in a corruption-filled attack from the Kyber. So
none of us know anything about anything.
we can just make it all up now.
Talk about revisionism. Okay, cool. I'm sorry for your loss.
But also, I have these rings that we may be able to utilize in this combat. Basically, if you are attuned to the rings, two people are able to swap positions in an instant. And if Stan could not wear it, Aldelbrek or Fennekin might be something, a way to utilize that. I did also think Zook as a... I don't want to use the word bait, but as a ploy.
Does anybody want any food? I'm gonna make some.
I thought you were asleep.
I got some tomatoes in it. Yeah, I'm gonna make like a nice stew. Zook's stew. It's quite famous in these parts.
Are these parts this observatory?
Well, Paul doesn't like it that much, but I certainly enjoy it, and the last gentleman really seemed like fans. He kind of glances at the bodies that are still in the observatory, But yeah. Anyway, and he goes to the kind of little kitchen nook that he has and starts prepping. If you want to go fishing, I don't have any bait, so I'm sorry about that. Also, there's no real place to fish here.
Are you okay? You are speaking in strangerese.
I heard bait. That's what I heard.
Oh, you are right. I am mistaken. You're very clever.
He goes and starts making food.
So, what is the plan? What are we doing?
I believe, did you not say that you were going to ask the old scholars?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we can find out if your comrades are still here within the observatory. I have a question from you, Stan. And is there anything else that we feel like we would want to know? Are they?
What's in the center of this thing? How do we stop this thing that you've attuned yourself to with blood?
Well, I only have control of the facility, so I can open and close doors relatively easy if I'm at a console. I can make a huge jet of steam erupt from one of the chambers. If we can drive the forces through those rooms, that will help.
Like deadly steam, not just like, oh, my pores are open.
Like, I think it would burn you quite badly.
Okay, that's good.
I could also overload the whole system in a desperate attempt. Should things be going badly, I could destroy this whole place.
And do you have the greatest sense of what's at the center of it all?
All we know is that this machine that I'm attuned to condenses the manifest zone into a manageable state.
Mm-hmm.
And we think that Ivan will then use the condensed manifest zone to drill deep into the... Inkblot knows what it is.
Kyber.
Kyber. And bring about Age of Worms and all of the doom and gloom.
Okay, so all we know is that this is the end of the world. This machine.
As long as we don't fail, it won't be.
Well,
As long
thank
as we
goodness
succeed, it won't be.
that's the one.
Well, I feel like I've been awake for hours. I think I'm going around and around in circles.
No, it's comprehensive for what is incomprehensible, if that helps. But yeah, okay. So we've got a kind of plan, which is don't fail.
Don't fail. That is a good plan.
If yes, perhaps Ink, if you speak to the scholars next, and we can then try and use that information to plan more of our time. I'm you know how Ivan's meant to be sending like a really deadly weapon to this location?
Oh, I forgot about
Right.
that. What would that weapon be?
Yes.
There
Or
was
how
a weapon as well, not just I thought it was just an army or a force.
my notes is a big part in my stuff.
Sook is really...
Sorry
Really?
about that. I'm just these tomatoes are really hardened. The mountain air makes them kind of really tough. So that's why I'm using a meat cleaver on them.
Thank you for the update.
That's okay, Zook. Thank you. Ivan could bring anything. We already know he has the key font, which is something we should do everything in our power to try and extract from him. And he will most likely be bringing members of the Fae with him, probably more powerful mages.
Sorry, I will let this go because I might just be talking based on nothing. I don't know if I'm in character or not in character.
Okay.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
was when Phoenix cried on Ivan, and Ivan was talking to we know assassin who like is dead before. I have a memory that he mentioned that if their assassination attempt should fail, he would be sending in a particularly terrible weapon of some sort.
Stan thinks about it and realizes that she's wrong. So basically, Morat, who you killed in Vanquish, was an assassination plot, and Morat was arguing that this is a better way to go. I think maybe what you're thinking about is basically, Ivan said, if you fail, I'll send in my army to this place.
Oh, okay.
And if things go... I'm going to mute Ariella. If things should go wrong, basically, Ivan still has one of the annihilation spheres. So that's a thing that is available to him for means.
Thank you.
If it's something that you think Inkblot may have any knowledge about, can I make a roll about annihilation spheres, like thinking about what I know about them, if there's anything I can do to counteract an annihilation sphere? Can I destroy it? Like, is there anything? Am I able to roll?
Go ahead and make a Arcana check for me.
Oh, I have no idea what I rolled because I've minimized my thing. What did I roll?
That's a 27.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you've heard of, or you've read about them. You know that there's a couple in existence. You're not sure really who made them. That seems to be certain bits of this that are kind of guarded information. But you know that it is a kind of a 2-foot diameter sphere that is a hole in the multiverse, so to speak. And there is a kind of stabilizing magical sphere around it. The sphere destroys anything that it passes through, or it passes through it. And as well, anything it passes through, except for certain very strong artifacts. So probably, for example, the key wand would be exempt from it, maybe other items like this. It is stationary if activated and kind of controlled. It just sits there. And then can be controlled. You can fight for that control to get control over it. I think specifically the ones that you kind of know about, or the rest of the party really knows about, but just to lay the ground because you've probably forgotten about this, they were kind of placed in these chests or boxes that would activate if opened.
Okay.
So they would probably, basically, they would be like bombs. If the chest was open and the sphere wasn't controlled, it would annihilate everything. It would become this bomb that would destroy things. So it's kind of a nuke as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. I will relay this to everyone. So, if it is in this box form, we could be in a lot of trouble unless we can make sure it is not opened.
Yes, that's
What do you mean a box form?
So if the sphere is contained within a box, the box has imbued it with a amplification measure that when you open the box, the annihilation sphere expands and destroys everything around it.
Okay.
In the right circumstances, though, you can condense it down, I suppose, kind of like condensing down the manifest on, and control it and move it around to destroy things that it touches in smaller
Oh wow.
areas.
Which is still a terrifying force, isn't it?
Very.
So where do we get this box from?
Ivan has it, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not great, is it?
Before we go to sleep, maybe it would be a good idea to scry on him again, see if we can get any gleam of information.
Sure.
Also, if there's anything I can ask the scholars. We only have really one question about our situation, which is where Aldelbrecht's comrades are, if they are within this facility, yet to be found.
Mm-hmm.
What is Ivan's greatest fear?
It needs to be a yes or no sort of question. The connection is fuzzy, and I cannot get long responses. So you could ask, is he scared of spiders? And then...
Yeah. Could we persuade Ivan not to destroy the world? Oh, my internet.
That's very.
I could attempt to influence his mind, but I imagine it'd be very difficult to affect him.
No, that's the question.
Oh, convince him not to destroy the world.
Yeah.
I think he's too far gone. I think he's...
For the scholars.
Oh, I understand now. We really need to sleep.
I do not appreciate
Sorry, you've had a nap. I think I need one.
Okay.
So asking the scholars if Ivan, if there is a way to dissuade Ivan, if Ivan can be dissuaded from ripping a hole into Khyber.
Yeah.
How do these scholars work exactly? Wouldn't that, if it's even theoretically possible, do they answer yes? Or I assume there's a way to dissuade him.
They may be able to understand his psyche. It would be a very soft yes or soft no. It's better things that are hard fact. I think the mind can be so malleable that the answer could be wishy-washy, but
I see.
It's how is he resolute in his plight to rip open a hole in Khyber?
In the second installment of Ella Half Remembers Something,
Part 2,
which I'm definitely wrong about, but am I right? Because we got the second half of this prophecy about the key wand. We got that from the sisters. So Ivan doesn't know about the part about if he doesn't relinquish the lock and key, then the Age of Worms will come.
I mean, you don't know about it, but yeah, that message seemingly was given specifically to you. So it's likely that Ivan doesn't know about that part.
I don't know if he did know whether that would make any difference. I imagine probably not.
We could ask the scholars if he has that information.
Might be interesting if fighting goes so badly that we have to try and beg. I'm not taking any tactics off the table to try and stop this happening. Well, really hope it doesn't come to that.
I'm sorry, you hear a voice Stan in your pocket.
I take it out. Take it out.
Hello, terribly sorry. I seemingly, I'm not sure quite who I'm talking to, but this is Alden Ryan from House of Ryan. We get things where they want to go. Ryan finds a way. Who am I talking to?
Hello, this is Stanby Bowles.
Dear Sovereign! Stan! I'm sorry, we haven't had a word from you at all. All of you, when you went into the mists.
We saw you was at my funeral, so it's been a time, hasn't it? So,
You just hear silence.
I should not have started with that. That was the wrong way into this.
Well, it's not. This isn't the Stan, of course. It's some sort of a joke. I understand. I know what it is. This is Fennec. Fennec is making a practical joke.
Yes, that's right. It's Fennec. Let me just put on my real voice again. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I thought that would be really funny to pretend to be our mutual dead friend.
That does sound like you, Fennec. I can see through things like this. There's years of experience in house politics.
Yeah. I'm flattered that you recognize that about me. Okay, so
Well,
anyway.
it just made no sense, but at the same time, the mists are strange. For a second there.
Have you missed me as well, Alden?
No, I said the mists as in the morning. But yes. Oh, yes. I've missed you. Yes, of course.
Okay.
I will say it's been fairly, relaxed in Sean since you left. I hope it's not a coincidence, but it's been calmer, except for your little group of fans.
You know, you did get your kid abducted. Like, I don't think it's just smooth sailing. Anyway, 1 second.
You're breaking
Pretend
up.
to be your dead friend. Tell him that his kid was kidnapped. This is going very well.
I don't even know what we're asking him.
We are,
1 second, Alden. 1 second.
you need to see if he is able to get teleport any assistance to the observatory here.
Okay.
Because Ivan is coming with an army, and we could use all the help we can get.
Well, speaking of chaos and turmoil, Alden,
Yeah.
we were wondering if you could teleport an army to our location, because we are going to be fighting Ivan. I forgot his name for a second, but it's Ivan. You remember Ivan, our mutual enemy? Speaking of mutual.
I do. You're breaking up. I feel like the reception is terrible. Did you say an army?
So, for no reason at all, I'm going to speak in the Stan voice I was doing earlier, but continue this conversation. And I'm going to hand back the rock to Stan.
Yes, it's still me. Still Fennec.
Make a deception check
Oh,
with
God.
disadvantage.
Come on, let me help. Come on, let me help. I'm so good at deceit.
Most
Not you,
important role of
Fennec.
the
Stan
campaign.
is doing this.
Believe me.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
I have to say that is just uncanny. It's terribly off taste, but
Well, you know, we all try and cope in our own way.
it's some sort of a thing. I feel like my psychologist tried a similar tactic at one point.
Oh, really?
Speaking with the voice of my father. But it no matter. You say, what did you wish?
Oh, you know, what I have to say feels like a real tone from this conversation we've been having. So, God, it's been a while since we caught up. You remember the desk, obviously, and that's when we rescued your son. We also read from them various objects that were associated with a man called Ivan Forius.
Yes, we've, well, the house intelligence isn't, not quite at a state level, but we've kept eyes on him. Frankly, he hasn't been close to any of our enclaves or larger cities, so we haven't, well, we haven't had any intelligence from him.
Well, possibly the reason for that is that he has been gathering an army of his own and visiting a particular number of sites to open up portals into Khyber. He is now approaching the final portal, which once opened will essentially lead to a cataclysmic event. We're pretty certain. So, good news is that we are here where the portal, the fifth and final portal is, and we are doing everything we can to protect it and to defeat Ivan before he can open it. So, what do we need from you? The answer to that is, honestly, any assistance at all that you can possibly give.
All assistance.
All of it. Yes. There's only a few of us here at the moment.
Hello.
One possibility we'd thought about was whether you might be able to assist us with bringing some willing comrades to transporting them here to help us in our defense of this location. Other possibilities as well, but that was one that came to mind. I apologize for the large amount of information that I have just dropped on you there.
Right. Well, this wasn't, as they say on my bingo cards, but I thought you might want a lift. Well, there's certain things I obviously I believe you, and this seems a grave situation, whatever it is. I can certainly send somebody if you describe the location to me. I feel like the House Orion teleportation specialist should be able to send people, although it is risky because, well, it would be better if I knew the place or had a drawing of it or had been there or had some sort of a...
Star Peak University Observatory. Star Peak Observatory.
Yes, Star Peak Observatory. Do you...
Well, there's a name, that's a start, but I'm going to... Well, the mage who is going to be teleporting will need lots of detail, more the better. The spell has limitations, of course, which would be, I believe it's 8 people per sending. Okay. If you have anybody in the city that you wish me to send, I can, of course, do this. It would be quite an expense, but considering your fame at this point, I could talk to, well, I could send somebody from my own guard, easy enough. We could hire someone from House Deneth, if necessary, but really it is up to you, who you wish to be sent.
Oh. Yes, Dick. So 8 people, you think?
Well, that's one sending, so, they need a couple of hours every time they do this to recuperate, so to speak. I think I have 5 mages available. If I put all of them on this, I could get quite a lot of people sent.
Yeah. That I convey all this, so I'm not going to roleplay conveying it. That'd be so.
The most powerful people that they can send: mages, warriors, any arcanists,
Healers.
healers.
Oh.
Ash.
I wish, but that's a whole other thing.
Ash is in prison.
Alden could get him out.
Oh, maybe, but I don't think it would be in time. We have about 10 hours.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, Alden. Yes, I mean, that sounds, yes, incredible.
Well, it's up to you whether you want. I mean, sending somebody from my house guard is easy and it can be done quickly. For the Blade Marks Guild, I would have to go and talk to House Denneth. I would have to pay them. I would have to, it's a little bit more organization. Which is the path that you wish to take?
Who was that character that Carl played that time?
Uzak.
Was that Zach?
The one who betrayed you? Or?
No, he came down to our side.
But then we took him out of Shan, I think.
Yeah, we kind of let him go into the wilds.
Yes.
Who knows where he is?
He was really tough though. Okay, what about like Jinx or something?
I don't think.
She's running our cult, isn't she? I have no strong feelings then, whatever,
Do we have any other friends in Shan? Trying to think of it.
Well, our one other friend is a dragon, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's Bebit. And if we want to get in contact with the dragon, we need to contact Bebit. But I think we came under the impression that they probably wouldn't come.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Is that all our friends? Surely we have more friends than that.
We do, but they need to be in Shan and they need to be within close contact to Orion for them to be teleported here. It's
There were the other members of the 13th dragon marked house.
oh.
Or I mean, if we're getting the house who are very good at fighting.
I think it sounds awful, but the pickier we are, the more difficult it will be to get them here in time. If Alden has a guard of strong men and women and mages, that might be. We can set them up as people on watch above the tower, in rooms, slowing down, setting off traps. Whoever comes, they may be giving their lives for. I have a feeling that I'm sure that Ivan will stop at nothing to get the manifesto.
All right, so we want any willing volunteers who can fight or with some magical power.
Yeah.
I think I would convey that to Alden.
It's fine. Well, off the top of my head, just thinking, you did serve in the war. If you're anywhere, House Lyrander could change the weather. If you're in a certain spot.
I don't Do you have a way of communicating with them?
Yes, of course. They're main rivals, really. We have back channels. It's expensive. I think it's around 3,000 Galliford or so to change weather, but...
Oh, but you don't have to go, like, right to the top to ask for that. So it just is sort
Well,
of
if I mention your name, I think
Um,
Kuznik and Sons, I think a lot of doors will be open, so...
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, well then I think in this... Well, what is the time frame? I'm not even sure.
About 10 hours, maybe a little bit more, maybe 12.
Yes, we can't change the weather in 10 hours now, can we? So that's...
Great.
I think we just have to any help that you can bring, any able warriors, any arcanist who can set sigil spells, grease spells, maybe druids who can entangle the earth, anything to hamper movement or to anyone who can influence the minds of Ivan's followers.
Any healers as well?
Any healers.
From Servants of Balderai or one of the others?
Well, I understand it's a sort of a siege situation, so you can leave that up to me. I'll try and... Well, I'll talk to House Dennett, and they will probably refer me to the individuals. And I'll try to send as many people as I can, possibly with House Kondrax, some explosive runes would do the trick as well. All of this will, of course, be expensive, but I can take care of that.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
You don't have to fight me on this. I really can. It's fine.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Well, at least I could do clearly. It's 5,000. 6. Yes. Anything else?
Do we need any supplies, perhaps, or traps?
Could
Weapons?
this might be an ask. I hold down. Ink, what armor did you have before? I don't know if there'll be any in Shan, but is there anything to protect you more?
Well, that was more of a an heirloom. That was,
Oh,
but it is very similar to that of Elven Chain.
okay. Alden,
Yes.
a bit of an ask, but if you happen to be able to get a hold of any Elven Chain armor, that would be really fantastic.
I'll send the boy out. Let's see if we can find something. I think yes.
Perhaps a weapon for our friend. What was the dwarf's name?
Leonis.
Leonis. A quarterstaff seems
Yes.
not appropriate for
I'd
did he
appreciate an axe if you had
A
an axe.
very large axe.
a large axe.
Large axe, please.
Magical, preferably.
Fine, I'll add it to the list.
Thank you.
We do really appreciate this, and we will, well, hopefully once this is done, we'll be able to make it up to you.
Well, even some sponsored statements would help, I think, House Orion. But we can arrange for that at a later date when everything is safe. We can do it over the sending stones, really. We can transfer the voice directly into a Kyber Dragon Chart. And
Perfect. Yes.
Easily done.
sort of a mind the gap or something like that, you could say. And if we said came from you, it would be.
Our favorite transporters in the Citadel, something like that.
You're really breaking up. I really can't hear you at this point. All right, with that, connection is severed for now, but Alden will probably, keep connecting back and forth to organize this because there's 8 times 5 people that are coming.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Scholars. That's the next one. I'm going to ask if Ivan is aware. Ivan knows what was in the sister's second prophecy. If Ivan is resolute in his plan to break into Kaiba, I'm going to ask if Albrecht's companions are here within this facility. Is there anything else?
The question about Ivan's being influenced to et cetera, you know?
Okay.
Can we change Ivan's heart and mind?
We change Ivan's heart and mind.
Is it possible to?
I will do my best.
It will really influence the way we fight, you know?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Good. Good. Well,
It's just that if he can't have his heart and mind changed, we just brutally murder him as much as possible. Yeah.
this is true. We'll be more ruthful. Ruthful?
Ruthless.
Ruthless. Yeah, we will be ruthless. Yes.
What
there we
is
go.
it to be ruthful?
I don't know. And Stan, could you come stand next to me while I need to help a Boulder Eye in this moment.
She's right
Is
here.
Ruth not enough for you?
Pardon?
You speak about Boulder Eye.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Oh, she's right here anyway. So,
All right. Yeah.
absolutely. I'll come over and I'll put a hand on Link's shoulder.
Did your hair get shorter, Ella?
Oh yeah, slightly.
Okay. It looks good.
Thank you.
I will spend 10 minutes. I'll open my book. For Albrecht, yeah, I sit down, I open my book. I summon my spectral mind. It kind of rises out of this book, this kind of red, androgynous kind of face of this scholar, sort of slight horns, slightly devilish, sort of appears, and I sort of close my eyes and start muttering, and the book kind of flaps as if there's a wind. And yeah, I will try not to go insane.
As the coldness seems to just penetrate through the walls that are surrounding you, for a moment you even feel the icy kind of howling wind that outside. It seems like you're kind of laid bare suddenly. The outside forces tumble in. You can see kind of an ice sheen carry across the copper on the walls, on the ceiling. As the doorway opens to this connection. Let's take a quick break.
Fennec has turned into a pot plant.
So, as the connection opens, as Inkblot sits there in front of the book,
Oh shit. Yes. Okay.
you hear the connection. You hear them like whispering, just this kind of congregation or just the senate of these voices echoing in your head. What do you wish to ask them?
Well, first, as all
Oh,
the
yes, of
voices
course.
come into my mind all at once,
Is it possible to fail this?
it is. Well, if I roll a 1. With Stan standing next to me, it's the only way I fail is if I roll a 1, which I'm
Okay.
fine. Okay, 23. As the spirits, the scholars of old are around me, I think I need you more than I have ever needed you all before. Please, I hope you have the knowledge that we need. We believe we're about to come into conflict with a man called Ivan. We need to know, is he resolute in his plan to enter Khyber? Can he be dissuaded from this?
The voice comes almost, you just hear laughter at first. And then you hear an infuriating, maybe.
Is Ivan aware of the sister's second prophecy that was given to Gooseneck and Sons?
Quickly this time, you hear a refuting answer. It's the series of no's, almost kind of bubbling into this cacophony and then stopping suddenly as you cut it.
Okay. We have a new ally, Aldobrecht. He has been in a deep slumber for a very long time, and he was put into this stasis with his comrades. Are his comrades in the observatory?
You hear, no.
There's a gentleman called Ash who has traveled with this group before. Is he still alive?
There's a moment almost you swear you hear his voice alongside everybody. But you're pretty sure you were mistaken. But the answer nonetheless comes, yes, yes, yes.
And finally, is Dell still alive?
Longer pause. And the connection is almost kind of fleeting, or it starts to almost withdraw before you hear, yes, and then the door closes.
Are you all right?
Yes. Yes. Ivan does not know about the second prophecy. He does not know that he has to relinquish the key and the wand. Maybe with this information we can dissuade him. Because He wants to be in control. He wants the power. But he will destroy everything, and he will not be able to rebuild in this utopia he wants to make. So maybe he will abandon this plan.
That's useful.
He could be manipulated. He could be dissuaded from this. And, Stan,
Mhm.
he is alive.
Yeah, if you'd said dead after that pause, like, would be
That
really,
would have been a really
you know,
shitty.
that's not the way. Okay, great.
So, okay, I suppose we wait until these people come. We rest, we prepare. I want to look at the console some more, see if there's anything else I can do. I know I can open closed doors. I can, if there's some way we can make sure that we funnel the battles through the steam ventilation area. We can trigger a trap there, but I want to see if there's anything else I can do. The gravitational... No, I just spelled it. Bugger.
What about the other question? Or questions? Kind of glance a little bit at Adelbrecht.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
They are not here.
Ah,
They are not within this facility.
well. I suppose they were sent out then, as I was supposed to.
At this point,
But-
Leonis looks up at you, Adelbrecht, and goes, "It's actually, I've been thinking about this. Theoretically, could you make more? I mean, it's a form of vampirism, isn't it?
I suppose. Are you interested?
Are you offering?
I mean, I don't know how to do that. They never told me how this works. I was just a subject.
Well, not to interrupt, but my understanding, Lucid, is of vampirism. It is depending on the state of vampirism you are in. If you are the head, the origin of the vampirism, you may have the hour to turn and sway. But if you are a thrall of whatever it is that created you, it may be difficult. So it depends what level of hierarchy you are in, perhaps.
Well,
I should have thought of that as a question. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If we are all alive by the end of tomorrow, I will ask.
Well, I suppose, it's you have free will if you want to change. There are some benefits that I've encountered in the 24 hours that I've been like this, so...
You know, and you realize that I serve the Queen of Death, correct? So asking somebody who serves the Queen of Death whether or
Right,
not they wish to become...
I keep forgetting that the once proud order that I founded now serves the Queen of Death.
But can we just clarify what your position is on that? Because I didn't really understand what you were inferring.
It would be a great honor.
Oh, okay. So undeath is cool with the Queen of Death. Because, wouldn't she prefer you be dead?
Well, I think, that is one of the things. But it's better to always ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission, right? She might not be entirely happy, but what can she do? Well, she can do a lot. It doesn't matter.
Probably kill
It's
you.
just a theory. I was just asking. It does. Let's talk about other. It's cool. It's whatever. It's whatever.
Complete theological collapse. Okay. What was everyone else talking about?
Well, at least, well, they would have been a great boon in the battle, but at least once this is over, my next mission is clear. Find them. I suppose we can make do if there's a whole force coming from this Alden person.
I have had a realization. Your friend in Shan, not Alden, the councilwoman. I've never met them in person before, so I do not know if I can actually send one of you to their dreams. I have to have met them before. Sorry.
No, I mean, it sounds like Alden's already providing a large force from Shan.
But I can send you to Arve, so...
Ugh.
Yes, I know. I was thinking maybe Stan enters her dreams.
Yeah, that should be best, yeah. Just don't catch incompetence while you're there.
You know, she helped us quite a lot at certain points.
Okay. In what way?
You know, helping us stay alive, as I recall. Although, not entirely, obviously, because that is when I died. But before then, you know, up until the point.
I'm just going to let you sit with your words for a bit.
I take your word
Well,
on that.
Anyone want any food? I don't.
Oh.
Servings. I mean, help yourself, or I can help you.
Yeah.
thank you.
It's you know, I mean, if you don't want to eat, that's fine. I mean,
I'll have
it's
some.
okay. Well,
What type of stew is it?
sorry.
What type of stew is it?
It's really a kind of a rabbit, kind of pan-seared rabbit, and there's this kind of Undarian peanut type of mix. I just kind of use whatever I've got around.
Oh, I'm allergic.
Oh, what a shame. Well, I suppose you best be moving on, and it's been lovely. And could you take the bodies with you as well, and don't let the door hit you when you go.
So
What does that expression mean? I've never really understood.
Well, that sounds like a lovely conversation for on the road, so to speak. Makes the trip down way easier. It's been great.
Zook, we are here to help you. We cannot go. If we go, you will be killed.
I just don't see that there's any proof of that. But it seems like you're attracting trouble, so yeah. Well, if you need to stay, it's fine. Just be outside or not in my room. I do need to get back to my studies and everything, so that would be nice.
Of course. Zook, it's been so good to have you as an ally and as a friend, and I'm so glad that you have agreed to help us with the coming battle with Ivan and the army, which you fully are aware of. You have seen firsthand the effect of Ivan and everything that happens, how he was summoned, and his plans with the prophecy and how he plans to destroy the world.
I've seen some things. I don't know how much I saw.
Also, I'm so glad that you have agreed to attune to this ring should we need you to. It's going to be a great benefit to us and helping us in this battle that is coming. And I will cast Modify.
I'm not...
Wow.
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Zook makes a wisdom saving throw. Poor tiny Zook. Rolls a 16.
No. 17's the DC.
Oh.
So basically, we are good friends. He has agreed to help us. He understands the plight we are in. If we need him to wear this ring and he needs to attune it, we need to help swap positions with it or something, he will help. That is...
All right. There's a moment where you can see kind of his eyes glass over as he listens to you, Inkblot, and then he kind of slowly nods. He's still holding the kind of rabbit stew in his hands. And as you talk, he kind of starts eating again, and he's nodding. He goes, "Right, yeah, okay. That should take a little while. I'll get that sorted. That's fine." Oh boy, this is going to be quite a thing, huh?
It is so serious, and we appreciate everything that you have. I cannot believe you agreed to help us and trust us so much. It means the world, and it's a world that you will be saving.
It's not every day I meet people like you, and
we are brilliant people.
I understand the sentiment. It's quite wonderful.
Do you want me in a particular? I mean, when hell comes, do you want me in a certain front line?
This is the discussion we could all have together. I thought I have this ring that lets two people teleport, swap places. Zook, your hospitality is so warm and welcome. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. Deceiving or letting Ivan and his followers deceive you into taking you down, to escorting them, and then we could get them into a precarious position and teleport myself, and you could teleport, and I could unleash a almighty spell in their faces in one blast and do a huge amount of damage in one go, perhaps taking some. It would be slightly risky on your part, but thank you so
anything
much
for the
agreeing.
cause. I wonder about, I'm not that good of a liar. I'm afraid there's see through it, but or something.
Well, maybe that is also to the benefit, bending to their whim. Ivan comes in, you must take me to them, and you'll be like, I will escort you through this whole facility. And
okay, well, we can do that. He eats.
The
Here's
best
hoping
li-
they don't kill me on sight.
of course,
Oh.
of course, we can't have that.
Just ask them not to.
Being their captive, perhaps.
I would protest, surely.
Yes.
Don't protest. Be like, oh, make it worth your while not to kill me. I know my way.
Sell it
through
on
this.
on the sly side. I get it.
Yeah.
People don't even know, and they're in my web. They think they're coming to kill me, and then suddenly they're not. We're eating stew together. I get it.
You have got it. That's the fun.
It's so nice that you have a personality under all that, Zook.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That was just mean, wasn't it?
It was a little
A
bit.
little bit mean.
Yeah, yes.
mean too, but hey, that's the world we live in now. Sorry.
We are all under an immense amount of pressure. If you do not mind, I'm going to investigate this console for a while. In
I had a-
preparation. Oh,
I had a thought. The Ivan and his forces, do they use any sort of necromancy or anything? I'm just thinking, should we dispose of the bodies here? Because they're allies, right? So perhaps we should just throw them in a pit or something,
that is a good idea.
just in case.
Yes, we should.
There was the room with the waterfalls, maybe just down there.
Yes.
Okay, I can
Get
handle
them.
that.
Is there any use in their the masks and things? The costume of the way. I
Sure.
don't know would probably fool them very much, but
I mean,
maybe there'd be a
there's
few
a lot of-
seconds advantage in turning up.
That's
Yeah, we have a lot of allies coming, right? Maybe perhaps.
dressing
Then
them
it's-
up some of,
Yeah.
or even if it gave us a moment
Mm,
of advantage, it's worth it. I think.
Yes.
Yes, derobe them, take
yes.
their garments and their masks.
Yeah, and then I'll just take them and just throw them down the waterfall pit, the bodies.
Well, if you pass some acid, we can just throw them in the acid. That'll be fine as well.
In the what?
The acid in the
Oh.
first floor.
Oh, sure. I'll do that.
All right. Adelbrecht goes and starts dragging away the bodies. Zook helps.
Oh, thank you, Zook.
Yeah, no worries. I mean,
Mm,
it's a good workout.
yes.
I mean, it's morbid, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a bit hench, isn't it? If I remember.
cooking that soup was quite the workout from the sounds of it. So
Well, the tomato, as I don't know if I mentioned, the tomatoes get really, really kind of, they grow weird here. They have this kind of a shell almost. In fact, I'm not quite sure if they're tomatoes. That's the last you hear as they go. At this point, I will say, Alden would ask somebody to describe the location where the teleportation would take place. The better you can describe it, the better it would be for the mage. This would be an intelligence check, plus your modifier, I think. Unless you have a better kind of, if you think of something better.
Absolutely hand that stone to Ink.
It's the only other way that I can think of to make it bitter would be if he's sleeping, we can literally send him the vision on the plate, but that delays the teleportation. So it's probably...
I mean, we've got loads of batches coming, don't we?
Yeah, so let's... just double check there's no other way.
also, I think if after the first teleportation, if it's the same wizard, it'll be easier, right? If they see it, even if they, it's not perfect, should be a little easier.
I think so, yes. That it becomes familiar at least.
Yeah, I think that's how the spell works.
I could... No, because it would still be... Yeah, the only other way I can think of it is sending... If Alden had a nap now, we could get Alden to have a nap. We could go into his dreams.
Well, I can...
But then he would have to
It's not
describe
me.
it to the
Yes,
wizard.
it's the
Yeah.
mage. He's on the line, so to speak. There's a few of them, really, because we're going to have to switch people.
Yeah, I will describe it. I
Well,
don't know
I can have myself be put to sleep, so to speak. Well, sounds bad, but there's a spell, and then you could show me, and then I could describe them. That's a possibility.
Do we know the exact location on the map? Would that help?
You wouldn't know the exact location on the map.
like the general area.
The
Oh,
soup
you
map
would.
have it?
Adelbrecht would. Adelbrecht would know the exact location, actually.
Oh, yes. I've
I'll
just
get out our
remembered.
map and I'll
I'll point it out.
yeah, so I'll
Here.
use that. Cool.
Yeah.
Use that. I'll
North
explain,
45, West 78.
I'll explain like the closest towns, the mountain range. I'll sort of stand outside while I'm describing it, like the various peaks I can see, the shape of the universe, the hot springs, like every little minute detail. I'll stand outside and I'll sort of like panoramic view and explain everything.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check, just with your modifier +5, or what it was.
Yeah. Oh, guys. Okay, 17. Not too
All right,
bad.
17. You do a pretty good job of kind of generalizing and then bringing in the specifics. Where exactly do you want the teleportation to be in? Which room? Yeah.
Just outside.
Okay.
Like that's kind of where I've described, like, because there's like a little front area. I feel like that's probably the safest bit.
Yeah. Sure. All right. let me do a quick roll.
Question mark dice.
Ooh, good roll.
All right. So, yeah, I will say over the course of the next couple of hours, a steady kind of slew of people will start coming in. I'll say it'll be up to you what kind of contingency of the forces you wish to have. You could have more mages, you could have more priests, you could have more kind of guards or like fighters. So it's up to you. But altogether, at this point, I will say before the next check, I'll say half. So 20 people will get through with just on that, and then Imp would have to make another kind of check based.
Okay. Well, in terms of, I'm trying to load the floors and stuff to have a little look. Like having things, like I don't know, having some arches, maybe like stationed on top of the dome, like looking down across the landscape to shoot.
Yeah,
would be
like
a
scouts,
good one.
basically, like
Yeah.
with perception.
Having, let's have a look. Observatory, floor B.
Perhaps like one or two assassins or rogues or something to like disrupt enemy lines, or
Yeah.
like a few just to cause chaos.
Yeah. On floor, I think it's floor B2. There's quite a large sort of open space. Like that might be a good place to have like warriors and mages, like kind of spell slinging, maybe warriors or mages, spell slinging or sword slinging, but basically trying to funnel people into that big open chamber. And what I can do is I can have visuals on it, and when they enter in there, I can release a whole lot of steam in that room, and sort of we can collectively. Also, if there's a moment where we can, I don't know, like, is it getting Zook? This sounds stupid, but Zook welcoming people into it, going, "Oh yes, I'll take you down here to have some tea," walking down, leading them away to us. I could then teleport swap, or anyone could, and cast a powerful spell. Like I've got a cone of cold, which I could sort of erupt across them all, and then bamf out of there, like just like.
Does the ring? Do the rings have like charges or?
Let me see.
Or
how
it's like
many
once a
times
day.
I want to say it's once per day, but let me have a look.
I mean, is it only one swap? So if you teleport in and then you're stuck there?
Well, I can then teleport away
with your own,
with my own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally. And this is too tangential on other things, but something that would be cool, because we want to try and get the key wand from Ivan.
Yes.
So we could like get the key wand and then immediately have like bounced up there and like got it up far away from him. That could be super helpful as well.
And Fennec, you have like the telekinesis, which is a really good one.
Yeah.
If I can hit him, I've got a spell. I mean, it relies on an intelligence saving throw from him. So, but if he fails that, it means his next save is reduced by 1d6.
Okay.
Which could be helpful.
That's true.
Yeah. Or I've got like a whole person spell that could help to then yank it out.
Good.
What else?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I mean, I've got thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I have. I don't have a huge amount that's helpful with that. I can try a command which I tried in the past.
Yeah, I have that as well.
Very
Yeah.
But
I mean, in it, like if we all hit him with command, whole person, telekinesis, like, and we just hope something gets through.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking of like, I could polymorph like someone into something cute, like one of the guards, or one of the mages, or one of the fighters into like a giant ape to kind of cause a bit more chaos. We could get an air elemental in.
Now you're
Yes.
speaking my language.
I could wall of force, like divide. Like I know Ivan can teleport, but I could wall of force and potentially separate his forces from Ivan. Like,
Yeah.
could be helpful.
I got my fireballs. I've got mass suggestion as well.
Yes.
The only thing I will remind you, I think, was that, and I think it's just a general D&D thing, not even, but basically cultists are difficult to brainwash again. They're so fanatic that I think they have like natural advantages against them. If I remember correctly, you tried that in front of the
Did I?
the morning complex, I think, and
Yeah. Okay.
they have certain kind of, not all of them, but I remember at least some of them had some. Dark Devotion.
like-
Fanatic has advantage in saving throws against being charmed or frightened. So there is that.
I see.
But mass suggestion would be cool. Like everyone try to steal the wand from Ivan, and then just like, and then at the same time we're like command whole person, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
just overwhelm him. Like I mean, it probably has high defenses and everything, but you know.
So are you
statistically-
organizing for now? Does it sound like 10 kind of fighters and then or like 15 fighters and then 5 just rogue, just a classic adventuring party in terms of a rogue, a priest, somebody who's a wizard, just getting the utility players in?
maybe 10 fighters and 10 utility?
Yeah. Like 5 like fighter archers on top of the observatory, or in like, or even like rogues in that dome to like drop down or come
Yeah.
down and up and down the stairs.
Sneak up,
Yeah. And
sneak
then
attack. Yeah.
utility casters to like control spells.
Yeah, maybe some clerics with like a bunch of revivify and a bunch of diamonds. You know, for everyone, also and for us. I mean,
We all get a cleric following us around.
a little pocket cleric,
Yeah.
a tiny little gnome. In our
I
backpack.
think, you know what, with these forces, we're not sending these forces to go fight Ivan. We're sending these forces to placate Ivan's forces rather than Ivan himself. So that's who we want them to go after. So maybe, frontline fighters is actually the best thing to do to like get on top of them. If he's bringing more mages and more cultists, they're squishier. So actually, rogues, fighters are probably a great thing to do. And just we get them to bog down his army while we go after Ivan.
Very behind that plan.
Yeah.
All right. So I think the way I'll do it is I'll just open up, or like I'll let you see these NPCs, and then you can kind of basically make the decision of how many of which ones do you want.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because otherwise it'll go
Yeah.
insane. So I think if I do it like this, I think everybody should have a little folder under the party or the people thing that is OBS Siege.
Ooh.
OBS.
Law mage. Veteran.
Arcane Guard. Can we have those just because they sound cool?
So again, you have 20 at this point, and then there'll be another check. So
Okay.
I mean, you could only get 20. You might get 40. As well as the items, I would say, I mean, it's up to you whether those probably a priority. So with whatever items you wish to be teleported in, the Elven Chain does appear as well, alongside kind of rations and other things for the troops that Alden seems wise enough to have included. But if there is kind of any, let's say up to 3rd level spell scrolls that you wish to get, that's easy enough to get.
Okay.
Any kind of potions, just anything you can quickly find in Sharn is possible to get.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, these law mages are badass.
Yeah.
At certain points, as you converse with Alden, you just hear like that he has an accountant in tow now who is protesting very loudly every time more is added. But Alden seems to kind of wave him away.
Stuff like stone law mages with stone skin.
Yeah.
Like that's
Ooh,
great.
the law mages have hold person.
Great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably quite good to bog down people.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The only thing with law mages is that their damage is very, very low.
Yeah.
Lot
So
of
maybe
HP,
like law mage with too many things. Some veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Is there veterans who are like the biggest? They're the toughest ones, aren't they? Oh, actually, no, maybe not.
Hit points wise, they're not that strong, but they do have the opportunity to have both crossbows or swords.
Right. Arcane guards.
I'm going to defer to. I want someone with the best personality.
Yes.
And the
Mark,
other.
you have
You
to,
want interviews conducted?
Yeah.
A cover letter
Great,
Mark
let's role play, Mom. Okay.
on
You have
audition
to
tape.
make up names and personalities,
For 20.
backstories for each 40. All 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, there's there's Dunes from the Talenta Plains. There's Faringray from Dargoon. I mean, there's loads of
Okay, well, I look forward to meeting some of them, and hopefully they don't die.
Yeah.
Now that I'm invested in them.
20 so.
Can somebody try dragging one of these tokens onto the board wherever they are and seeing if that works?
Sure.
I think it did.
Did it populate? Oh, it did work.
Yeah. It
So
does.
yeah, just keep in mind that you have 20 slots basically. So
Okay. So I'm thinking of like good choke points. I think one of them might be B2, the bit where we fought all those ghosts. Like having a handful of law mages, a handful of either the captains. What are they? Captains or veterans? Maybe veterans. Maybe like 5 law mages, 5 veterans in that cavern. Casting whole person, stone skin on whoever needs stone skin.
I'd love some stone skin.
Yeah. What does it bring your AC up to? I can't bring up the spell.
Let's find out together.
Oh, actually, if I click it.
Maybe like have like one priest like per unit or something. Just they have a little health,
Yeah.
a little healing, a little. Do
There
they
you go.
have? They have revivify, so maybe like one resurrection.
Oh, stone skin doesn't. I thought it increase your AC. It just gives you resistance to non-magical bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Piercing. Oh, okay.
It's not that good, actually.
No, not as good. But slow would be really good. Throwing a slow down. Like, yeah, law mage is great. I think having those because they've got so much control on the battlefield.
Cool.
Um,
And shield.
so
I will say you will control them in the initiative. I'm not gonna control them, so we're gonna have a.
are we gonna like this? This is
Yeah.
physically going to happen. This isn't
Yeah.
going to be like like this is happening in the background.
I
and here's
mean,
some
it
general
depends
checks.
on obviously the story and stuff, but like
Yeah.
generally when there's a scene of battle, you're owners of these tokens, so
Okay.
when their turn comes, any one of you can kind of control them. Because I have the entire other side. If I started controlling these allied NPCs, I think I'd lose my mind.
That is fair.
So I'm just gonna use
gonna be like a
Foundry to
proper
kind of
run
push
then.
this on you.
See, I think so. I'm just dragging stuff in. Like, obviously, we can delete these, but I was thinking for ease as well, 5 law mages, 5 veterans down in here in some combination.
I also wonder if, from a playing perspective, if we each just control one kind of
That's a good shout.
one kind of fighter, and then we can know what they do,
Right.
like what their abilities are fairly well, and
Yeah.
then maybe divide it up between us that way.
Yeah.
Not to say we can't use more than 4 types, but that might just make it easier from
Yeah.
a playing perspective.
That is very good. Maybe so maybe something like sharpshooter, short sword, longbow, pivot eye, steady aim. Maybe some there we go. These sharpshooters on the upper balcony of the ground floor, the like observatory floor. To like shoot down from the ceiling or from outside. Yeah.
That sounds great.
So like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try it. 1, 2.
I'm thinking maybe instead of doing 5 and 5 of the law mage veterans, maybe do like 4 and like 2 priests.
Yeah. So then we've got some healing.
A little bit of healing, a little bit of backup.
Cool. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So, and then how do I delete this poor veteran who has a
Just
personality?
press delete,
The
I think.
backstory.
And then so that would be 15. And then we were saying last time we wanted our battle. We want to kind of be the last line of defense, I suppose. So if our fight was down in the water area, then Ink is also close to one of the consoles to control stuff, if needed. So maybe a couple priests down there. Because they've also got lots of command, whole person. Do they have any healing, the priests? No.
Oh, they don't?
No, they
Oh,
don't.
they do. Healing word.
Do they? Why can't I see it? Oh, yeah, healing word.
And revivify.
Revivify, yeah, perfect. Blind and deafness, that's great.
They have. It's great that they have whole person.
Yeah.
Want to get that one from Ivan? I feel like we're going to need loads of attempts.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to.
So maybe like a pair of them at the back of that chamber, like outside of the fray of battle. So if you're on the screen, it's like down at the end. Boop, boop, like there. And it also maybe with a pair of archers there as well in front of the priests. So there's someone like in front of them, basically. So if you had like either sharpshooters or like the bodyguards, whoever's got the highest DC.
I've just realized that I've created a tower defense game.
Yeah, you have in this moment.
It's just, yeah.
Or maybe the captain.
Oh, arcane guards can cast haste. Some of them could hate
Ooh.
They
me
can
and
haste.
Adalbrecht. I mean,
Yeah. So maybe actually let's put down let's put 2 arcane guards down there. So that's 5, 10, 15. So we've got one more slot of these 20, I think. If there was anyone else we think we might want to add. Maybe actually another one down here as a blockade. So someone like a bodyguard, shove a bodyguard in this chamber here to just make it so it's a bit trickier for them to get past. Oh, that's not quite on the thing. Get in there.
I'm not emotionally prepared to have the final battle of the campaign.
That's what Fenix says out loud as you're like maneuvering these. There's a moment.
I'm just a bit like I'm kind of dissociating from it because I'm like, no, I don't think so.
This isn't real.
There's still some story points that haven't been resolved after this. Either way, if it ends good or bad.
Ah! We're having a long rest, right?
Yeah. We do have time for a long rest. I think we've
So as I read this, you have like 5 in B3. Then you have
10 in B2.
10 in B2. Then you have nothing in B1 at this point.
No.
And then you have in the ground floor, you have another, 6?
Oh, so maybe we need to reduce that down to 5, because then that'll be 20, won't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me jump back up to the interior ground floor. Oh, it's this Law Mage. They can go. Delete? No? D? No?
I deleted, yeah.
Thank you. Cool. Do we get any? Is that it? Is that everyone that we get?
That's the 20. And then, yeah, go ahead and make another intelligence check.
Okay. Same setup. Intelligence. Normal. 18.
18. Yeah, I would say you would get the additional 20 that you wish to get.
Wow.
Again, you can choose from the people that you have. Or you can, I would say, yeah, let's make it more specific. You can, if there's a very specific, fairly strong magical item or a magical potion or something that you wish, the honor system think is worth one person, you could come up with that and swap one soldier, for example, for something that you feel is, a strong item.
Good berry wine.
Let's get wasted.
Really expensive booze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, cognac.
Can we have 20 bottles of cognac?
For morale.
I wonder if there's some spells.
I can also make a loot box happen if you wish to just go full on video game. If you wish to remove one soldier, I'll randomly roll on the magic item table.
I kind of want to do that.
Can we do that a couple of times?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because that's fun.
Yes.
I'll take it from the C table. So these are, for example, there's a 4th level spell scroll here. So I think it's mostly rare things.
Okay.
I would prefer B.
Even like
I think B's
uncommon.
worse, isn't it?
Like, yeah, it's worse.
Yeah.
No,
All right, decided it's B then.
No.
D.
D is a little bit, in terms of Eberron, doesn't make sense. It's a little bit too much. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your benevolence.
Yeah, magic item table C is the one that makes sense for you to be able to get. Although there's things here that are worthless. For example, a folding boat. So
we could put that on the hot water.
Yeah.
Good idea.
This shows Alden being like, I'm in charge of certain things and sending stuff over that he thinks is useful. So there's a random element.
Oh
in
God, what is he gonna send us?
Just a candelabra. He's a rich dude. He's pretty sheltered, you know.
Can we do like maybe 3 or 5 loot boxes?
Send a mimic.
And then we can have one in our party.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's happened.
But yeah, you can either that or have 20 more soldiers.
Just worrying about the fight, that if we have 20 more soldiers, I think my brain might explode.
Yeah, I think so too. It's too much, isn't it?
I'm just looking at any spells that might be good.
Would we need maybe like healing potions?
Healing potions,
That makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Healing potions, potions of invisibility, potions of invulnerability.
Is bark skin the one that makes your AC go up?
Yeah, it is. I think it only goes to a max of 16.
Yeah, there's a max of it.
Okay. That's worse than mine.
Potions of giant strength.
That might or might not be in the loot box.
No. I could get an ice storm spell, or is that a concentration spell? Oh, that's just the. We could get if we wanted a 4th level spell, like if it's something we could get, something like an ice storm would be good. Like put it over a whole room, get a whole bunch of soldiers down in one go.
I would like some kind of wand of fireballs, please.
Don't you have a wonder fireball?
But for someone else.
Do you want a dual wield?
Pretty cool though, eh? And then put them together and it's one giant fireball.
You had a scope and a trigger and a silencer. And...
Someone cast haste on you, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. It becomes magma. Burns a hole in the floor.
In reality.
That's a yes, right?
You can certainly try.
Inside.
Go ahead and try and craft with magical fireball wands.
Let's roll on this magic table. Let's do it 5 times.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do one each.
Yeah.
So as the other soldiers come in, and we can do this in the next session, we can plan out the next cohort of soldiers. But yeah, you get also Alden sends with rations and with other things, starts sending you things. First up, you open a box and you get, oddly enough, which way did it go? Okay, this way. You get 2 potions. First is a helpful note is explaining all of these. The first is Potion of Clairvoyance. So when you drink this potion, you gain the effect of Clairvoyance spell. And it's just this kind of eyeball in this yellowish liquid that Alden has decided is really helpful for you. The second item is an elixir of health. Cures any disease affecting you, removes blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poison conditions.
Okay.
That's 2 rolls.
Well, I want to roll. I don't want you to roll.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and roll. Although
It's not fun.
Go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling? A D20?
D100.
That makes more sense, yeah. Okay. What? Why am I a bodyguard?
I think you've selected or made that active. So if you click on your token once, then you can roll as Fennec.
I don't know where I am. Where did I go? The lights in here are so cool.
What was it? Potion of Clairvoyance, Potion of Everlasting Health?
Elixir of Health.
22.
22.
Unless 21 is better, then I go with 21.
You get 1 4th level spell scroll. So I will say that can be anything you wish for it to be on a 4th level in terms of wizard spell.
Wizard spell, okay.
4th level's good.
Yep. So that's 3 rolls at this. Was it? Yeah, 3 rolls.
Potion of Clairvoyance, Potion of Elixir of Health, or something. 4th level spell scroll.
And 2 more rolls.
I'm gonna roll one.
Okay.
Yay.
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I?
Oh,
Ice Storm.
why
Is
isn't
that-
it rolling?
Is that 4th level?
There we go.
Apparently.
Yeah, Ice Storm is.
Wow,
I
perfect.
was 59.
59. You get another potion, syrupy kind of liquid. And as you look at it, it kind of turns almost kind of, it hardens into this iron kind of color. It's the potion of invulnerability. For 1 minute after you drink this potion, you have resistance to all damage.
Wow.
It's a pretty good one.
That's great.
Good.
Really good one.
You've got an only potions.
So do we think that Ice Storm is the best to have? There's others, obviously.
Let me bring them up again.
Control water. Finally.
Actually, if our battle is in that hot water,
Yeah.
controlling water might be brilliant.
Uh-huh.
Because if we're maybe not in there, we just flood, like bring all the water,
Yeah.
sweep them into the water. Because that water burns you, doesn't it, Mateus?
Yes.
We could. I think there's a tidal one where you push. Yeah, there's a whirlpool where you
Yeah,
push
yeah,
people.
yeah. You can sink ships with that spell, so yeah.
Wow. I'm so into this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
awesome.
subscribe to you. I'll take control water, please.
Yeah. We'd maybe have to move
My
some
destiny.
of our troops, but
Yeah.
oh, can you imagine all the bad guys in the water room? We control water, and then the survivors run into the corridor, and there's a bunch of fucking arcane guards and shit there. Just whack, whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Uh,
And then I turn everything to ice.
Mm.
I've misunderstood.
All right, one
and
more.
we've got one more. Who
roll.
wants to order the last one?
Ella.
No, Max do it.
Oh, you're so nice.
Ella never does anything.
I feel like Adelbrecht is like, you know. No, I've chatted loads this time. I think it's Adelbrecht's time to shine.
31. No, 13.
13.
It's gonna be the paper ship, right?
So, this is a potion of superior healing.
Oh,
Lovely.
That's you regain 8d4 plus
84.
8
Yeah. Wow,
hit points.
cool.
I'm very sad that you missed out on the horseshoes of speed.
Ooh.
That it would have made your horses faster.
Hey, we can find Steed. That would have worked.
Yeah. Really fast
I
walk
can. Well,
with horseshoes.
I was thinking it. I can ritually summon a couple of horses.
Oh my god, you and your fucking horses.
But like, put some war mages on some horses,
Oh my
galloping
God,
around the
that's so
facility,
cool.
or just to cause a bit of chaos. And they don't have to be horses; they could be unicorns. Not that I don't have unicorn powers.
Oh
but
my
they
god,
look
can
like
you imagine me and Stan do find Steed, you summon horses, and we just ride into battle like in like Lord of the Rings? Ride with me.
One light paladin and one dark vampire paladin. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, with a bunch of arcane guards in tow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which paladin were they talking about that we couldn't stand? Ah!
Ha.
All right. So as you finish going through the items, the box of vials that Alden has sent, it's actually kind of useful for you. Good job, Alden.
Thank you, Alden.
And as you start rolling all these other warriors around and getting ready for the siege that's coming, you can already see clouds gathering on the horizon. There is a storm heading your way, and soon enough it will hit. But how and when it'll hit, these are questions for our next session.
Oh, Jesus.